Hello and welcome to Forex Academy, your #1 website for Forex and crypto education and analysis. In today's edition, we're going to be discussing the COVID exodus effect. While not exactly in biblical proportions, the COVID-19 pandemic has a dramatic effect on people who have been cooped up in lockdown and more worryingly seen the terrible effect of how the virus spreads like wildfire in compacted and highly densely populated areas. It is easy to understand how city dwellers who have been restricted to one place for an extended period of time could not wait to rush to rural areas in the United Kingdom and the US, for example, where a dramatic increase in people was noted in the numbers wanting to be closer to nature and away from the threat of catching the virus in the cities. Many of these were offered a message from local people in villages such as Snowdonia National Park and other places in Wales, where people erected signs telling visitors to return home. Famously, Derbyshire police dyed the Buxton Blue Lagoon the colour black to try and deter tourists from visiting. One of the most concerning aspects of the pandemic was that people were worried about not having enough food. However, global supply chains held up remarkably well, and after bouts of panic buying, store shelves were very quickly replenished, even in rural areas. After which, people relaxed about this and went back to their normal level of buying. But the fact that rural areas were not badly affected has given city people more confidence in moving out to the suburbs, and it is much easier to socially distance in a more rural location than it is living in a cheek-by-cheek city. Another aspect all over the globe is that people who have been locked up in their apartments and houses have had chance to think about what is important to them in life, and there is nothing more like being surrounded by sickness and death to make one realize what is important. And while the technology to enable people to work remotely has been around for many years, employers have been unwilling to implement this style of running their businesses, perhaps because they prefer the face-to-face working experience, and also they have to keep an eye on their employees' productivity. The feature of allowing people to work remotely has been largely successful, and where large institutions such as HSBC and Canary Wharf have suggested that there will be a greater move away from insisting that people work in their offices there. Productivity has been up for some firms whose staff have been working remotely, and there are huge savings that can be made in owning and maintaining commercial properties, or simply selling them and giving up rentals and no business rates. Although this might have an effect on causing a collapse in the value of commercial properties, there is always the opportunity to convert such buildings into much-needed residential homes for those people who want to remain living in cities. This type of thing has been going on for hundreds of years, where cities change because of a disease. It was the cholera outbreak of the 19th century which claimed the lives of 10,000 people, which brought about the need for a modern sewage system. This may never have been identified without the outbreak. From the Athens plague in 430 BC and the Black Death in the Middle Ages, even through the most recent Ebola epidemics across sub-Saharan Africa, and of course the current COVID outbreak. All have brought about changes in the way that people live their lives. They change government policies, transportation, medical research and treatment, and the way our children are educated. Supply chains are also affected, and where many countries, including the USA and UK, are now looking to bring more from overseas productions and third-party suppliers in order to be more self-reliant, and all of which has come about due to the COVID virus pandemic. The improvements in housing starts for June in the United States has been put down to people looking to buy and build homes in rural areas. This is seen as the growth aspect of the housing market in the United States right now. And the same is true in the United Kingdom, where estate agents are reporting a surge in the number of would-be home buyers who are looking to move out of city areas into more rural, smaller towns. Again, this is pretty much down to the success of home working, which is seen as one of the only positive things to come out of the pandemic, and a need for better quality of life with less chance of contracting diseases such as COVID. Here at Forex Academy, we are also predicting an even greater rise in people looking to trade currencies and crypto coins from home. The timing has never been better, the technology exists, and the market has been remarkably unaffected, and has been one of the real winning businesses to have flourished during this horrendous pandemic. If you enjoyed the video, then please like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below about anything you would like us to discuss in future, or if you have any questions about this particular video. Have a great day.